Well, you know, it is my pleasure to be joined by a Mets legend. You know, I personally think that next to Gil Hodges, this is the best manager the Mets ever had. I'm talking about Bobby Valentine, who did more with less from 1997 through 2002, leading them to consecutive playoff appearances and the 2000 World Series. Let's go for a walk with Bobby Valentine. And this walk is powered by BodyArmor. You had a history of your legs. I mean, 73, right here, you broke your leg on the wall.
Wow, right there, I did. I ran into the wall. It's still crooked, Frank. Look at it. Yeah. And I didn't catch the ball.
Oh.
You know? Yeah, and I didn't get it. I got a contract for next year, so I guess that's okay.
So you ended 96 season with the Mets, and then 97, you started here. In 97, this year's Mets team is kind of reminding me of that 97 team.
Interesting.
That they both got off to bad starts, turned it around. Back then, there was only one wild card. But this year, there's three, of course, and they've got themselves right in the thick of the race. And with a first-year manager, well, first full-year manager in your case, and they had like a spirit that they overachieved. And I felt that that was a hallmark of your Met teams, is that they always overachieved, outperformed what you would expect. I mean, Benny Agriani, Matt Franco, these guys.
Well, maybe they were undervalued, and they played up to what their value really was, because I thought they were spectacular on a team. Benny Agriani and Matt Franco, Desi Relaford, game leader, all those guys.
They never really excited them, but I always felt that you got the best out of them.
They played well.
That playoffs was crazy. Because you had that win those 3 games against Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
You had the 3 games, 3 cities, 3 days.
Yeah.
You beat Pittsburgh, go to Cincinnati, Outlier.
Home point flip. So after tying 96 games apiece, I had to go take that team to Cincinnati, have Outlier on the mound, and see who wins 97 games and go to the playoffs.
Outlier, who just had one of the greatest games in Mets history that day. And Garland Alfonso, a couple of big hits.
Yeah, the home run was good. Yeah.
And then the next day you face Randy Johnson. And, you know, I gotta say this, as a Mets fan, there's a lot of times where like the no-name pitchers come out here and you just go, yeah, decide this guy's gonna, there's no-name pitcher's gonna shut them down. But for some reason, the Mets ate Randy Johnson alive.
Super Joe, right?
Yeah, Super Joe.
Super Joe, good, right? Yeah, Todd Traffic gonna swing every once in a while in there. And Fonzie, yeah, Randy didn't have a great time.
No, the Mets always gave him fits.
Yeah.
I remember when he took the Yankees. I went to a Met Yankee game in 2006, and the Mets just tore him apart that day.
Yeah, he never really cared for me. He was an SC guy. I went to SC, all that nonsense, you know, Frank. But when I got to manage the All-Star game, you're going to go to 2004. But after 2000, 2001, I had a choice between Randy Johnson and Kurt Schilling to start the All-Star game. So I called their manager, Bob Brindley, in Arizona. I said, listen, they're both having great first halves. One of them has to start, one of them's not. Who do you think should start? He said Kurt Schilling. So I announced Kurt Schilling, and Randy took a personal offense. So we were going back to Seattle, where he had started. You know, he seemed like he was having a better year. He didn't particularly like Kurt. And I announced the other guy to be the starting pitcher. But you know what happens? We get to Seattle. Kurt does a little warm-up the day before the game, and then comes to see me and says, I can't go tomorrow. So instead of Kurt Schilling, I had to go to Randy Johnson start like this. We just start the game. And he said, yeah, but we'll give me 3 innings. And that's the game that Cal Ripken wound up hitting his last home run, his last game played in All-Star.
Now, I remember that game.
Yeah.
I remember that game. You had you got permission for Tommy Lasorda to be the third base coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it was great.
Yeah, Tommy and I were together in the minor leagues, and so now I'm managing the All-Star game as commissioner for a special case exception with Tommy in uniform. He's in uniform, he begs me to go out and coach third, and you've seen the highlights when Flag Guerrero swings in this slider.
Baseball should do that more often.
Yeah, bring them back.
Bring back like legendary people.
Nice.
I mean, it's awesome. We don't need to see an active manager on third base, first base line. Let's bring some legends. Like next year, it's going to be in Atlanta. So put Chipper Jones at the third base coaching box.
I think that'd be a nice view.
And of course, 2000 we go to World Series.
Good.
Sure. And the World Series, of course, that year.
Yeah, the playoffs and the World Series were amazing. You know, Johnny Franklin's breaking up.
Oh, that was
Barry Bonds and Mason Logan, you know.
that was one of the great moments.
Yeah, it was a great moment. And could I tell you, after that game, and the Giants handled it, and they won more games than us, and won the bigger hot shot and all that stuff. Barry Bonds, dressed in his suit, came into my office to congratulate me.
Oh, that's nice.
Huh?
He gets a lot of
Barry Bonds.
He gets a lot of slack.
Bad press, and it's only bad press. Barry Bonds, greatest hitter of his time.
I mean, all this stuff with the steroid era. I mean, it was. I personally think Major League Baseball is to blame for what happened.
Of course.
Not the players.
Of course.
And any player that used steroids. Okay, we're going to recognize it as a steroid era. We recognize the dead ball era. Everyone who has Hall of Fame numbers and Hall of Fame credentials should be in the Hall of Fame. That includes McGuire, Sosa, Rafael Palmeiro, everyone. Roger Clemens, Bonds, A-Rod, you name it.
Well, it's interesting that it's the place that houses the records of our game and the greatest players of our game and the greatest pitcher in my era and before is Roger Clemens, 7 Cy Youngs, and the greatest hitter is Barry Bonds, and he could have had 5 or 6 MVPs. He won't have 3. He was without a doubt the best hitter of his generation and others.
And Roger Clemens, I hate that guy.
Oh,
I hate him.
Personal feelings aside,
Yes.
he was so damn good, it's unbelievable.
Yes, he was.
Unbelievable.
But the whole thing with Piazza is always irked me.
Yeah, how could it not?
I read the book about
Valentine's Way, plug it. Thanks, Ray. Oh. Yeah, what about it?
But I was thinking about how you just like, and you always did get along with Steve Phillips. That was always a big issue.
Actually, at the beginning, we were 2 peas in a pod. We came up basically together. I came to the big leagues from the minor league system, and he was the minor league director. So we worked hand in hand in the minor leagues. When Joe Matt played up for place, and Steve became the general manager, and we were together. But remember, Frank, that era was the beginning of this new era.
Yeah.
The new era of analytics, the new era of the general manager holding the trump card. It's not the manager anymore. And Steve and Billy D from Oakland and we're in the minor leagues together.
Yeah.
Right? So they knew each other. They were peers. And now Billy's had books written about him. And everyone's given him all credit for his team. And Steve wasn't quite in that position, and I understand how you can get confused.
I mean, I thought, like I said, I always thought you were one of the best managers that had. Things that people may not know about you.
Okay.
In 1978, the New York Mets.
78. Yeah, Tom Green was on that team.
Yes.
Yeah.
You won a contest
Wow.
for the largest bubble
Wow.
by a baseball player, by Topps.
Yeah. And you know what happened? They had this measuring stick, you know, that you blow the bubble into and it kept getting bigger. And then I made a big blow and the bubble got bigger and it hit the stick in the throat. I could have blown it bigger than that. But it was a tough competition against Rusty Staub, as I remember.
You know, this has been a fun time walking with you, talking.
This is it, huh, Frank? That's it. Okay.
Is there any charities you want to promote?
Well, you know, the Nicky Leone Fund that I started in Stamford, Connecticut with a bunch of my friends in 1999, which gives scholarships to high school students from all the high school in the area. Given over $1,500,000 worth of scholarships since '99. This is the 25th anniversary. We're having a big shindig on October 17th, and everyone's invited to Stanford today.
Well, if you can make it to Stanford, join Bobby V for a good cause. And
Nicky Leone Fund.
Nicky Leone Fund.
NickyLeone.org.
And I don't know if we're going to put this on video, because I don't know if we're going to talk to a local player. Steve Traxel.
Yeah, still a friend.
Yeah, might be a great guy.
So, remember how slow he was?
That's what I wanted to talk about. I want to bang my head.
He went to the minor leagues. He came out almost through a no-hitter. Look at this team, my guys.
I didn't realize you were on camera.
You calling him right tonight? Huh? You had a good night last night, huh? I like it. I'll come down and say hi. Thanks, Phil. Thanks, Phil. See you, Tony.
But
you know what they are?
yeah, the umpires.
And what that group is right there is the 4 Italian umpires. First time ever. Heard of 4 Italian umpires.
What about Phil Puzzy? I haven't seen him.
Phil was one of the same.
I actually did that.
Phil and Ramdas.
You know, Phil is actually from my town.
Oh, no kidding.
I live in Belleville. I live in Belleville, New Jersey.
Oh, I've been there for his
Yeah, the ALS walk for the Unico. I did that last year. I did the Unico walk last year. I grew up in Bloomfield, but I now live in Belleville. And Bloomfield, Belleville, and Nutley, they're all like interconnected. And yeah, Steve Traxel, the way he just slowed down. I remember going to a game, and you weren't there. You were not there when this happened. This was the year later, 2003.
Yeah.
And it was like a hot and humid day against the Dodgers.
Yeah.
And it was like the crowd was actually starting to chant, "Throw the ball, throw the ball." And Ray might be a great guy, but he drove me nuts.
Yeah,
even when
he got faster.
Even when he was good though, he just drove me nuts.
Yeah, stuff wasn't 100 miles an hour, but I think it's a great guy.
Well, the pitch clock. He's one of the reasons they invented the pitch clock.
Well, maybe.
But thank you for joining me. This has been fun.
Good to see you, bro.
It was great, and like I said, I personally do believe that you are the second best manager in Mets history. Just Gil Hodges. That's
top 5's good for me. It's okay. Just run the race.
This Gil Hodges, he's safety.
He was fun to play against.
Gil Hodges to me is safety.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, bro.
Thanks again.
Okay, good luck to you and your show.